Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Maryam Golnaraghi, Director of Climate Change and Environment Program at the Geneva Association. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to our 2022 Climate Change and Environment Conference, co-sponsored by Aviva. Before setting the stage for this event, I would like to highlight a few housekeeping points. This conference is being recorded and the recording will be available on our website soon after the event. Your microphones will be on mute during the entire time, but please send your questions via the Q&A icon in writing. At the end of this event, there will be a quick pop-up survey for you to provide your feedback, so that would be very helpful to us. Now, with the 27th United Nations Climate Change Conference convening in Egypt just over 2 weeks, in this last countdown, only 23 countries out of 193 have raised their national determined contributions in alignment with Paris Agreement. So where do we stand today? According to the IPCC, to curb global warming, CO2 emissions are needed to be cut down by 43% by 2030 compared to the 2010 levels. But current national climate plans show a 10.6% increase instead. Yet there is no denial that socioeconomic impacts of physical climate risk are escalating. In 2022, again, we witnessed some of the most devastating climate extremes, from excess heat, forest fires, and droughts in Europe, Asia, and Africa, to most devastating floods in Pakistan, and some of the costliest hurricanes in North America. These, combined with growing concentration of people and asset in high-risk regions, poor development choices, aging infrastructure, vulnerabilities of supply chains, are affecting lives, livelihoods, and economic outputs all around the world, drawing more people into poverty. The compounding effects of extreme events and other risks are also challenging future energy security and economic development. Just this summer in Europe, the impact of extreme heat and drought on energy infrastructure, together with rising inflation, interest rates, and the Ukraine war, significantly impacted energy supply and demand, sending an early warning to all nations of the need to expedite a resilient clean energy transition. We need to speed up an unprecedented sectoral transformation to mitigate climate change over the next few decades. This requires expediting large-scale deployment of a wide range of viable new technologies, of which many are still in pre-commercialization stage, to enable the energy transition and sectoral transformation. The World Economic Forum estimates that we will need approximately $4 trillion annually until 2050 to transition the global economy. But this cannot be provided via public funding and will necessitate the mobilization of international development funding as well as private capital to enable a just transition. However, new technologies, industrial processes, and infrastructure systems come with myriad risks that need to be assessed and managed to improve risk-adjusted returns to attract large-scale capital. Risk management also should be delivered with a forward-looking full life cycle view to also avoid potential large-scale environmental risk of new technologies and for managing critical natural resource stock needed to develop them. Now, on the other hand, decarbonizing the global economy is fundamental to controlling the cost of climate adaptation measures. We need risk management solutions to reduce existing risks through retrofits, prevent new risks by building more resilient systems, and adapt to the residual risk to climate change. As we look ahead, we need to navigate through many uncertainties associated with public policy, legal, and regulatory frameworks, markets, and consumer behavior. We need to align priorities and work together to expedite this transition with a system-based approach to risk management to incentivize and enable the way. Managing risk is at the heart of the insurance industry. Also, as second largest institutional investor, this industry is part of the solution. The industry is already engaging with a complex ecosystem of stakeholders, public and private, to leverage its capacity to find meaningful solutions on the ground. This conference is dedicated to what we can do more, risk management in the era of decarbonization and role of insurance industry.